there's a narrative out there propagated by those who are organizing this reckless, disruptive behavior that they are acting in the interests of our citizens, in the interests of our people. In fact, their behavior has economic, financial, human, and diplomatic costs, as we've heard from Minister Damola. So, indeed, they are acting in a way that harms our citizens, their well-being, and our national interests. It is the responsibility of government, including the law enforcement agencies, to defend our people, to defend our sovereignty, and to uphold the law, and to ensure that the country is safe and secure. So those who are involved in organizing this disruptive behavior, accompanied by violence, we've heard that there have been fatalities, will have to bear the costs of both their criminal actions, and they will also be held civilly liable. I don't know if many of them are aware that they can be held civilly liable for any injury or damage to property that is the result of their efforts at incitement. So, what we're experiencing is not costless, and that must become part of the national conversation. Thank you very much.
March and March is a vigilante group.
I take serious exception to this, honestly. To call them a vigilante group, honestly, it's an insult.
They are asking South Africans.
It's an insult to fellow South Africans who are suffering from these criminals who are in our country, to call March and March a vigilante group. Honestly, I personally take serious exception to it.
The group behind the marches is March and March, founded by former radio presenter Jacinta Ngobese Zuma. She isn't related to Jacob Zuma, but that name is going to come up. The movement says it is funded by T-shirt sales and crowdfunding. No one is buying that.
But the situation is such a crisis because they've gathered here. The embassy, the consulate is locked. They've spent the night here. You've got mothers, you've got the old people, you've got sick, you've got the youth. And of course, in terms of food, they are only surviving with gifts or handouts that they are getting from people that are helping here. And it's quite a crisis situation. You'll see it for yourself. But just to give us more as to what has happened, why we have these people here, we've got James here from Malawi. He's just going to talk to us and just give us a picture as to what is happening. James, you are live on DW. Just give us a brief picture. Why are these people here, and what has pushed them to come in?
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. I'm James McKay from Malawi. Here we are here to gathered here in this place. We call it the Malawi Consulate General, where we are gathered, so many people from different areas. We have gathered here because of the fear which we have, and also the situation of this country. You know that we have promised to leave this country the date of 30th, which is very dangerous to us. All of us, we have decided to come here because we don't have anything to do. That's why we have come here, maybe to get a chance, or maybe to be given an assistant or either bus transport to go back to our country. And everyone who is here is crying. We're very worried because of the situation, and we are scared because when we run away from our place where we are staying, we have gathered here because, which means we are here to look for help. If so, if we watch us here or listen what we are discussing here, what we are looking for is for help. So it's our need, especially according to food and to sleep. We are not all about this. Even we are sleeping outside the roads, behind the road like this, we are not worried as long as there is security, because we have got a police there. But I'm just thinking to those people, our fellow Muslim people, they try their level to give us food and give us blankets. Then we sleep nicely, and the police that they guide us. That is what I can say. We thank to those people who are taking part on this. But as of now, we are in total number, we are about maybe 380 something who are gathered here. 43 children, 60 ladies who are pregnant, and also others that are getting sick. 9 of them that are sick here.
Okay, James. As you speak about the people that are here, I just want our camera to pan and show us, especially the situation here. Okay, tell us more. You are saying in this group there are people that are not feeling well, that are sick, that have brought their things? Just tell us.
Yes, of course, they are still sick. We got some other people who are getting sick as of now, and lucky enough, since in the morning when you talk to the other people from Muslims, they try to come here with medication. Those people who are getting sick, they have given medicine and also injection to get well. So as of now, that's what I'm saying, to say we are stranded because those people, if they are sick but they try to run away, which means that they need life. So that we are looking and asking for his help to help us to go back to our country.
It is also my understanding that the consulate people have not come here. The people arrived here yesterday and they slept in the open, but we have not met the consulate people. Just tell us about that.
Oh yes, of course. Since Friday late, we were certain gathering here. So many people that are just coming here, but since that day up to now, there is no anybody who have come to us and tell us that what is going on as of now. Because we have come to the consulate, but we don't see any member from consulate who have come to us to tell us what are they going to do as of now. So we are just come and gathered here, and you see the crowd here all over. We are so many, and there are still coming people that are still coming here, which means we are stranded, all of us. We don't have anything to do. So we are asking for the assistance to help us to go back to our country by the way it is now. So that's why we are saying we are stranded. Had it been we got money, we can't see us coming here. We are supposed to buy ticket from the bus, then go back to our country. But as of now, we don't have anything. That's why we are coming here. Maybe some other people, they can try to help us in the way how it is now.
Okay, James, as we talk, please just follow us as we move. Okay. I think you can hear for yourself that the situation is dire here. You have got young children, and these people that are here have brought their luggage. You can see different luggage because they just want to go home. But the unfortunate thing is that the consulate people here have not come out to help these people. They slept here in the open. As you can see, the luggage, people have tried to grab whatever they have. And as you heard from James, these are people who fear what will happen on the 30th because they've been told to pack and leave. We know that the anti-migrant groups have warned all undocumented foreign nationals to be out of the country by the 30th of June. So these people have come here just to be repatriated back to their country, but that has not happened, and they've been sitting here. Have you been told, James, as to if there are going to be buses or not, or as to when exactly you are going to be transported back to Malawi?
Sorry, can you pardon the question because I don't understand what you're saying?
In terms of you being taken away, we heard that there are buses coming. Have you been assured that the buses will come? What time they will come to take you to Malawi?
Okay, no, as of now I can't say I'm sure that the buses they can come, but we are just gathered here. But that's why if I'm saying we don't know, because we have not told by anybody from the office that maybe they can bring the buses to fetch us, go to Malawi. But we are just gathered here maybe to look for people who can manage to take us here to Malawi. That's why I say now, as of now, there is no anybody who have come to us to tell us that he is going to help us to go back.
We know that in Durban, we've got a larger group of these Malawian nationals that have gathered at the Durban Road, and they've been there for a while now. They were moved from Sherwood, and they're now there. And we're told that more and more people are arriving also at that place, and of which the repatriation process is not going as fast as they would expect, and this is causing a lot of anxiety amongst these people as the June 30 deadline comes. But we also know that there are Zimbabweans that have gone to their consulate in Cape Town, where they are also seeking repatriation, and we just had reports that also in Johannesburg there are Zimbabweans that have gathered there to get repatriated, but that process is happening slowly. But for this group here, the calamity is that they've gone out, they've left their places, they are here just stranded and with nowhere to go. And of course we want to speak to the councillor here, who is very much disturbed by the fact that these people have arrived here and there's no one to take care of them as far as the Malawian government is concerned. James, I see there's food here. Just tell me, how are you getting this food and where it's coming from?
Okay, thank you very much. This food, we get it from our fellow friends from Muslims and also others, the well-wishers. They come to us. You see now there is fruits. We got bread there and also water and rice. Everything we have here to eat. So as of now, we can't say we are complaining of hungry. All of us, we eat, we sleep, but the only thing that we are crying for is for transport to go back to Malawi as the way it is now. So according to the food, there is no any other problem that we can say we got a problem for food. But with food, every time we are given since morning, late and during the night we are given food. But as of now, what we are crying and begging to you people who are listening and watch us now, as of now, we are asking for assistance to repatriate us to go back to Malawi. That's what we are crying for as of now. We are stranded, really stranded. We don't know where to go, and we don't know what are we going to do as of now. So that's why we are here, and I'm also happy to these people who have come to interview us. Maybe we can get a chance and an advantage from them once they send this message to all over the social medias. Maybe some of you can see and trust that we are stranded, because there is a crowd of people here. It's not one person, but we are many, and they are still coming also.
Okay. Let's just speak to the councillor here, just to give us a perspective in terms of what he thinks about is happening here. Councillor, quite a situation that you find yourself and the community here in.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for this. Yeah, the issue here I'm having here is that the residents in my ward, Councillor Chris Santana from the city of Johannesburg, also a DA councillor. The issue here that we're experiencing here, of course, is that the Malawian consulate and the government has been extremely quiet on what their plan is and how they're processing the people to take them back, and how they're managing the situation. As you can see here, there's no management on the ground here. People are arriving, and there's nobody here trying to process or understand what the needs are, and dealing with those issues. And of course, I've got to take the concerns of my residents that, this has been trickling for, I think, the last week and a half. We've had quite a lot of people coming in through here to try and meet the unrealistic 30th of June deadline, where you've got residents, or not necessarily residents, but you've got South Africans taking a stance against illegal immigrants, which, the law doesn't permit individuals to do so. And obviously, as a part of law and order, we don't want unnecessary victimization, etc., etc. So I understand that the Malawian people are feeling threatened and they want to get home. But again, there's been no consultation, no understanding of how the government is going to deal with it. I'm talking about the Malawian government and the consulate in processing and moving their people back home as soon as possible. I know that obviously the South African government is doing as much as we can, but again, it's not our responsibility, and yet we are trying to assist. There doesn't seem to be a collaboration on how we're managing what's happening on the ground.
Just briefly, what kind of discomfort is this bringing to the residents here? I mean, obviously, this is not a place where people can stay, can sleep, but this is happening. What kind of discomfort?
Well, obviously, anybody feels scared if something's coming that you don't understand what's transpiring, and you're not understanding what the program or the timelines are and how it's being managed. So that makes it difficult, and of course, if there's lack of information, if we have information, we can always then process and disseminate that to our residents to say, listen, guys, be patient. Fortunately, the Malawans are not violent people, so in that respect, I'm grateful. But it still doesn't, allude to the issues that we're having. We've got litter. We've got diapers, we've got stuff that's not been baggaged properly. There's been no thought process by the Malawian consulate or the government on how to deal with their own people coming to their consulate and managing this expectation. Maybe they were unaware of how many people were actually going to come through the process, but be that as it may, they should have been here on a Saturday, Sunday, until this matter has been resolved, and yet you haven't found one.
I know you have already said it, and it's true that this is not the responsibility of the South African government. The Malawi consulate is here, and the purpose of it is for it to take care of these citizens that it has failed to do. But you are a councillor, you have some kind of power. There is a mayor, there is a city. Within your means and your office, what can you do for these people, and how do you think this can be best resolved?
Well, remember, this is now interfering into international affairs and diplomatic affairs. So, as a council, it's out of my jurisdiction. But I have reached out to our city manager to try and see how we can assist, at least giving Jojo tanks and bringing some packets, black bags, so we can actually pick up all the litter. Well, they pick up the litter because I'm not going to do it. Pick up the litter and try and keep the place tidy, not to overburden my residents in the area with the unnecessary ailments that's been caused in the area. And over and above that, try and see how we can assist as a city. But again, like I said, it's not our jurisdiction to get involved in, because it is national government and provincial government.
Thank you so much, Councillor. You can hear for yourself words from the Councillor. They are trying all what they can do, but this is the best they can do to find assistance for these people while they are here. But the duty to move them to Malawi, it is the duty of the government of Malawi, and here the consulate is closed, and they have not seen the officials out here who are supposed to be here and assist them. This is exactly why this consulate has been put here in South Africa, so that citizens can come here and get assistance. But in this particular space, this has not happened, and these Malawians are happening. Let's just close it up with James now. James, it's almost evening now, the sun will be setting. What will happen to you guys here?
As of now, I don't know what will be happen. I'm sure, but we are supposed also to sleep here again as 30 days now, since Friday up to today, meaning that you are also supposed to sleep here. But I don't know if the government and those the well-wishers, if they hear this story or they see on the social media the situation how we are, if they can manage or if they can do whatever they can manage to do. But we are asking and begging to them. This situation is not good. And if we are gathered here, which means we don't know wherever to go. That's why we come here to gather here. Maybe we can have an assistant from other people to fetch us from here to Malawi. That's what we are crying for. But as of now, I can't say there is this solution which we know and we agreed to say, now maybe such date we are supposed to go, or maybe today the bus can come here to fetch us to go, maybe to take fingerprint as well. But as of now, we are in the way how we are. Sure.
Please talk directly to your president. What is the message direct to your president back home about your situation here and what you want to happen? Just talk to him. Give him a direct message through our channel here. What will be your direct message to your president?
Okay, thank you very much. My message to our president, Professor Peter Mutharika, is that I'm begging to him and crying to him as of now. And I'm here as one of the leader of these people. I'm leading this group who are gathered here. And I'm begging you to say that if possible, please, you know us Malawian, the way we behave and the way we are. We are here because we come here because of the situation which we had last some years ago, according to the government which we had. But as of now, we know and we believe and we are sure that you have changed the government. So to your leadership that we know, as you, as Professor Peter Mutharika, you are the one who people loved you and also trust you the way you do and you lead the country. We are asking you and begging you that please help your people. Those people who have come here, they don't come here the time when you are leading, but because the other leader who was leading the country, people, they were running from our country to come here to seek for maybe money or also to get something to feed their families and children, even relatives also. So that's why all of us, you see, there's too much people who are here, like if it is Malawi also. They ran away because of the situation which we had. But I beg you, from the bottom of my heart, our president, that make sure, try us and it assist us to give us transport to go back to Malawi. And I'm assure you that all of us who are gathered here, we are saying to you, the moment when I'm saying I'm begging you from the bottom of my heart to say that once you transfer us from here to Malawi, when we come there, we never come back again here in this country, because we know the moment when we are here also, we know that our country also, it is in a crisis time according to the economy of our country. But make sure, fetch us to come there, and we know that if you take part on this to take us from here to there, we know that we can also put problem to our economy to Malawi according to the situation that you get when you get in the government to Luru again.
Yes, so short and sharp, you need buses to be taken back home.
Yes, that's what we need. And when we have taken from here to Malawi, I'm sure we can never come back again, because we see the situation of now and also the situation of our country. I said already that we are coming here because we were run away the problem that we had there in our country. But we see that now we have changed the president. That's why I know that when we go there, our life, it will be changed a little bit according to the situation of our country also. But that time we were running because of the situation of the leadership of our country, our president, former president, Dr. Rathas Chakwera. He was messing the country, I can say so. So as of now, that's what I'm trying for to say. On behalf of my fellow friends, I'm begging you, our loved president, Dr. Peter Mutharika, you are the one, and our trust is on you, and we are your son and children also who are here. Please help us. We want to go back to our country and do whatever you want to tell us to do. And we got also some other small business that we have there in Malawi. We can continue to do that businesses. Thank you, our President.
You can hear for yourself quite a passionate plea from James here, pleading with the president of Malawi to help them get the buses, go home. It's winter here in South Africa. The mothers that we saw here, the children that you saw here are going to be sleeping in the open if nothing happens as far as this place is concerned. I mean, you can see they are desperate, and what they need is just to go home, as you heard from James. For them, it's enough for them that have been here in South Africa. They want to go home where they believe they'll be safe. A lot of foreign nationals here, there's too much frustration when it comes to their stay here in South Africa, especially when it comes to the June 30 deadline. We know that it's on Tuesday, it's going to happen, there will be marches, and they are quite frustrated as to what will happen. They don't know what will happen. That's why you see them rushing here. That's why you see Zimbabweans rushing to their consulate in Cape Town, consulate in here in Johannesburg. A few weeks ago, we saw Nigerians rushing to their consulate again, to their embassy in Pretoria, begging also to be repatriated. A number of weeks ago, we saw people from Ghana that went to their embassy, also to a high commission in Pretoria. Some were repatriated, and that process is still continuing. We saw the Mozambican in Mossel Bay, where there was violence, being transported back home. So there's quite some fear about this June 30 deadline. This is why you have seen these people come here, of course, to get help. But unfortunately for them, they've been here for quite some time. Only time will tell when the Malawian authorities are going to come here and process them to take them back home. Otherwise, winter, they will spend much of the winter here, and it's in the open, no protection. There are only 2 cubic toilets there. They rely on just well-wishers for food and other things. So it is quite a crisis that's happening here. From me, Tuso Kumalo, will leave you just a little bit watching some of their visuals that are here. Quite a sad scene and quite a plea to the Malawian government by the people.
I just spoke to the Malawian Consul General Maxwell Abiwi, who is making his way back to Joburg from Durban, but of course for another incident, he told us. He says they are currently uncertain about the buses, or when the buses will be available, rather, to transport the people that you are seeing on the visuals that my colleague is showing you. Over 260 Malawian nationals who are gathered outside the consulate here in Woodmead, Sandton. Now, according to him, the consulate does not have the necessary resources to arrange the transport independently, and they are relying on donations from, well-wishers and assistance to secure the buses that are meant to transport the people that we are seeing here to Lindela for repatriation. Now, this means that if no individuals or organizations or donors come forward to help with transportation, Hugo, there's a strong possibility that the group might be forced to spend another night outside the consulate while they wait for arrangements to be made. So that is what we have just been told by the Consul General. Now, the people that you are seeing gathered here were complaining earlier on that they haven't been receiving communication from their embassy about this situation. They are just waiting and they are clueless. They don't know how many days they will spend outside here. But what they are hoping is that, the 30th of June, which is a deadline that has been set by activists, who have been leading protests on illegal immigration across the country. They are hoping that that day does not find them outside the Consulate General, because they left their different homes. Many of them are coming from different parts of the Gauteng province, and we're hoping that the process of repatriating them will be will move at a faster pace, because those that were here on Friday were then transported that evening to Lindela for processing, and then that's where we saw more people coming. Yesterday there was about 200 people. The number is increasing because the last update that we got from one of the leaders of this group was that they are currently sitting at 270 people who are here. And on an hourly basis, we see some of them being dropped off by e-hailing and taxis coming from different parts of the province, hoping that they will be able to be counted amongst those that are repatriated back to Malawi. There's been humanitarian assistance, as you can see, Hugo, to assist mothers and children, as you would understand that it's quite cold in the evening, and some of these babies who are as young as 2 months old have to spend nights outside in the winter cold, and that is why this mobile clinic is here to check if everyone is well, and of course if anyone needs to or seeks any sort of health care, then they can visit that mobile clinic that we are seeing here. So from what we are seeing, and of course the information that we have received, there's a high possibility that we might be seeing these people even tomorrow when we come back here to see if the numbers have increased. We also saw the erection of a tent, which then signals that this is now becoming a camping site with these mobile toilets. And of course, there's a possibility that more tents, could be needed so that these people can have some sort of shelter, Hugo.
So you do touch on the humanitarian aspect, which is absolutely critical. From the visuals that we're seeing on our screens at the moment, many of those 270 Malawians are milling around. But let's talk about tonight. Let's talk about the conditions that these individuals are finding themselves under. There have been well-wishers, from what we understand, that have provided some form of food or sustenance. But just paint a picture for us of what nightfall will bring for these individuals, many of whom are mothers with young babies.
Well, the conditions have been particularly very difficult for the women and children, Hugo, with some of them, or all of them actually, having limited access to basic necessities such as shelter, adequate food, sanitation facilities, and comfortable sleeping arrangements. I mean, we are seeing 2 mobile toilets here, but there's over nearly 300 people that have gathered outside here. So one can imagine how difficult that must be. There are children, who haven't been able to bath since they arrived here, and we were told that some of them are even running out of nappies, although we saw some organizations bringing some nappies yesterday, but there are a lot of children that have been recorded here. So you can imagine how difficult that is. And there has been growing concerns about their welfare, especially if they are now forced to spend yet another night, outdoors. So this prolonged wait is really taking both a physical and an emotional toll on many of these people who now feel like they are stranded outside the Malawi Consulate General here in, Woodmead. And they were hoping that at least by the 30th, there is a bit of action. Of course, this is a small group from what we have seen in other parts of the country, Hugo, in Sherwood, in Durban, where the number grew rapidly from 700 people to nearly 10,000 people that were gathered at that site. And the consul general mentioned that they are trying by all means to avoid a repetition of what we saw in Sherwood. But if the situation is not contained at what we are seeing at this point, then there's a possibility that these numbers could grow rapidly.
March and March is a vigilante group.
I take serious exception to this, honestly, to call them a vigilante group. Honestly, it's an insult.
They are asking South Africans.
It's an insult to fellow South Africans who are suffering from these criminals who are in our country to call March and March a vigilante group. Honestly, I personally take serious exception to it.
So you will take responsibility for the violence, if there's any deaths, if there's any destruction to property that happens in the name of March and March, in the name of the people that support it, because you've obviously punted their message.
Why is the South African government not taking the responsibility for allowing criminal elements to make South Africa their headquarters? Why, when South Africans raise an issue about illegal immigration, you want to call them vigilante? Do you follow developments in Tshwane? You see in the Tshwane Metropolis every day how they arrest the illegal foreigners.
Yeah, and also see Gareth Nisi all over the Madlanga Commission. I'm just saying that.
A few weeks ago in one of the press conferences, one of her biggest frustrations, they arrested these illegal foreigners. 3 days later, they're back in the streets.
So the illegal immigrants from wherever they come from, they must start running when you become mayor.
If they don't run, I'm gonna make them run.
All right, let me go back to my panel.
When I took over as a mayor, the level of corruption coming onto my desk was just overwhelming. That's when I decided to form that unit of group forensic.
Yeah. You regret bringing Sibia?
No. Listen.
Yeah.
No, listen.
March and March is a anti-illegal immigration movement that claims to be citizen-led and grassroots inspired. The organization claims to be doing a service to the country, claims to be doing what they call cleanups, and saying that they, despite being labeled xenophobic, they are focused on documentation and the importance of documentation, while exclusively focusing on African migrants. What this movement does, however, though, it preys on the desperation that people have because services are not being delivered to them. They are not being provided with dignified living conditions that a government has promised them.
Looking at what is happening, we have already spotted those who want to take advantage of what will be happening on the 30th of June. So at the backdrop of that being said by the Premier, how is then the plans to ensure that those who are in this particular area, which I'll ask my colleague Lungelo to show you now, Hugo, how ready are the police to not only protect, but you'd also recall that the Interministerial Committee did indicate that they'd be moved to Limpopo in Musina to be precise, because then it'll ensure the ease of repatriation. So how fast are they moving, given the scenes that we are seeing at the moment? Police are moving around. We've already seen the deployment that has been done by the provincial police here in KwaZulu-Natal. Minister Feroz Kachala had just spoken to them. So the question again is around what plans do they have to fast-track the process of moving them and removing them? Let's take a listen to what the Premier had to say.
While we're in the process of assisting them, we have noted with concern the behavior of certain groups of the foreign nationals who are not respecting authorities of our province, and we are calling upon the foreign nationals who are being assisted to leave our province and go back to their countries to respect the authorities of our country. And there are no centers which has been decided by government as a center for them to go so that they are taken back into their countries. We are, however, attending those who have gathered in Pietermaritzburg and also in Durban. More than 12,000 have been repatriated, or rather deported. And we are continuing to ensure that we expedite the process of transporting those who are here illegally so back into their countries.
All right, so the Premier saying there that they're expediting the process of removing them and repatriating them back to, of course, their home countries. But of course, the question is around the pace, right, Hugo? Given the fact that we're 2 days away from the 30th of June, how fast are they going to move? And what the Premier is telling us is that there are going to be more buses that will be coming here to collect the Malawian nationals that find themselves here.